Alrighty, let's look at the example of the use case. So exercise particularly. So we are going to solve this exercise together. And here is a description. So applying the concepts at TuneSource. Yes, you are familiar with this company, right? Identifying the use cases. So the first step in creating use cases is to identify the major use cases according to requirements definition shown in figure 1. So here is a figure 1, okay? And take a minute and carefully read the requirement definition. Identify the major use cases that you think need additional definition before you continue reading. So we have to read this one carefully. So let's look at the functional requirement. We have three functions here. First one is search and browse. Next one is purchase. Also, third one is promote. And search and browse includes four actions. Okay, the system will allow customer to browse four functions. Sorry, to browse music choices by predefined categories. The system will allow customers to search for music choices by title, artist, and genre. genre. And the system will allow customers to listen to a short sample of the music selection. And the system will enable the customers to add music selections to a favorite list. Okay, so these are the four functions associated with search and browse. And what about next one, purchase? So we have three functions. Okay, here the system will enable the customers to create the customer's account that will store customer data and payment information, right? Because it is associated with the purchase, right? So the system will enable the customer to specify the music choice for download, and the system will collect and verify payment information, right? This verification is so important, right? So that the the system will really can get the real money, right, from the customer. Once payment is verified, the music selection download process will begin. And what about promote? So last one is promote, and the system in this function. So here is the first function. So the system will keep track of the customer's interest on the basis of samples selected for listening, and will use this information to promote music selections during future visit to the website. And marketing department can create promotions and specials on the website. And based on the customer's previous purchases, music choice can be targeted to the customers on future visits to the website. Last one. On the basis of customer interest, customers can be notified of special offers and CDs that can be purchased at the regular TuneSource website and or in a TuneSource store. So nowadays, yeah, it should be MP3 or something like that, right? Okay, so non-functional requirement also I'll address here. We have four of them, and here is the first one. So operational. The digital music database will be constructed to facilitate searches by title, artist, and genre, and the system will run on any web browser and on in-store kiosk. Okay, and in the event of the failure during a download, the customer will be able to restart the download. Okay, and then next one, performance. Download speed will be monitored and kept at an acceptable level. Okay, if download speed is too low, and then maybe you should send the system will send a warning message or error message to the customer, right? And security. Customers' information will be secured, payment information will be encrypted and secured, right? And culture and political. No special culture and political requirements are expected. Okay. All right. So we consider the functional as well as the non-functional requirement, right, from this problem. All right. So let's read this sentence again. It is important that you think about the use cases before you read what we have to say about them. So if you haven't tried to this, and try to do this and then take 5 minutes now and do it. Yeah, so it's a but I'm not going to give you the 5 minutes to think about it. So because I already read this table for you, right? So that's why. And the information in functional requirement definition sometimes just flows into use cases, but it is usually requires some thoughts as to how to structure the use cases. After you read the requirement definition, we already read it, right? You may be tempted to identify use cases that correspond to directly to the requirement categories such as search and browse, purchase, and promote, right? We have three functions: search and browse, purchase, promote, right? However, creating an event response list help to clarify the number and scope of the use cases. So see figure 2, we have another figure here. So we have three major events: customer searches and browse website, and music is selected for purchase, and promotion are created, right? Three functions. You remember this, right? And then response of each event. So new entries in favor, list, and or interest. Next one, purchase and download transaction is completed. And last one, promotions are created for customers. Okay, these are the responses, right, from these three events. And here are the requirements, and here is the index, right? Here is, if you look at this index, and then you will know that these index already addressing where in this table. So 1.1 is this, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, right? So here 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then it also requires the non-functional, right, requirement 3.1, 3.3. So what is 3.1? So security, okay, 3.1, 3.2, I guess 3.3 should be this, right? I'm sorry, yeah, should be yeah, functional option. So 3.1, 3.2, right? 3.1, 3.3 is here. 3.1 promote, and the 3.3 is here, okay? And then also the other additional requirement for the second event, and then last one, 3.2 and 3.4 will be addressed for the last event, right? Okay, so you can see all the functions, especially all the functions, which is, so all the functions addressed here, all the functional requirements are addressed in this table, right? So don't worry too much about the non-functional requirement right now. Good, yes. So now we have an idea about the three events. Let me read the sentence again. Thinking carefully about these requirements, we can see that there are three significant triggering events. A customer arrives at site to search and browse with music selections. A customer selects a tune to download and buy. And the marketing department wishes to create a special promotions. Let's look at each event in turn. When a customer arrives at a site, he or she will normally browse the predefined category of music. So 1.1, or enter search and particular title, artist, or genre or music of music. So 1.2. Right. This sentence actually just addressing the list of the functions shown in this table. Okay. If customer has visited the site and created entries on a favorite list, or has purchased any tunes in the past, the display of the tunes on the site will be tailored to the customer's interest. Okay, so that's why it is associated with the 3.1 and 3.3. Okay, the customer may select the one or more music samples to which to listen. The customers may add tunes to his favorite list or her favorite list at any time, which is 1.4. As you can see, this event encompasses encompasses requirements from both category 1 and category 3, right? So category 3 and category 1, right? The second event, let's look at the second event. A customer triggering the purchase process is kept separate from the search and browse event, although both events involve the customer, okay, but it should be separate from the first function. And purchasing involved gathering information about the customer, which is 2.1, and the music selection, which is 2.2, and the method of payment, 2.1 and 2.3, and verifies the payment information, which is 2.4. So before the download process is triggered, yes, so second event will go through the all four major functions. And finally, on the period basis, customer favorite list purchase records are reviewed by marketing departments so that promotions and web specials can be developed, okay, which is 3.2. Targeted promotions are created for when customers revisit the site, so 3.3, and specific emails will be directed to customers offering additional special promotions, so 3.4, right? This is. The project team felt satisfied. Anyway, you may not feel you may not satisfied with it, but yeah, this team already felt satisfied that 3 use cases were sufficient to capture the major events associated with the version 1 of the new system. These use cases were named search and browse tunes, the first one, and the second one, purchase tunes, and the last one, promote tunes. Okay, the names were chosen because they describe how the system handled each of the events. Notice to that each use case name begins with the verb, okay? Let's check. Browse, right? Search, these are the verb, right? Purchase, promote. Verb because use case described act of doing something. So act of doing something, that's why it should use a verb, right? Yeah, let me highlight it. Okay, the project team then began to gather additional information to define each use case more completely. And this was done on the basis of results of earlier analysis. And as well, so you can see the chapter 3, actually last time I already mentioned about it, right? As well as through the jazz session. Do you remember the jazz session? Yes, held with Carly and then members of her marketing staff, plus some store managers staff who are familiar with the TuneSource existing web-based sales system. Okay, so you can have, they assume that they already had the jazz session. Got it? Number 2, elaborating on the use cases. During the jazz sessions, the team followed the steps of the process we outlined earlier in the chapter. For each use case, the primary actor and trigger were identified and brief description was written. The next step was to define the major steps for each use case. The goal at this point is to what? Is to describe how the use case operates. The best way to begin to understand these use cases is to visualize yourself browsing a sales-oriented website, searching for particular items, investigating specific items further, finally marketing a decision to buy, and completing the purchase. Okay, and techniques of visualizing your interaction with the process and thinking about how other systems work are important techniques that help analysts and users understand how the processes work and how to write the use cases. Okay, both visualization and informal benchmarkings are commonly used in practice. And next step is to add more detail to the steps by identifying their input and output. This means identifying what inputs are needed to complete the step. So, for example, information, forms, and report. And what outputs are produced by each step. Alternative branches in logic were discussed, and the team looked for error conditions that might occur. As the input and output were described, and they were written in summary area at the end of the form. So you will see the form, okay, on the next page. And once all the use cases had been defined, the final step in the JET session was to confirm that they were accurate. The project team had the user role play the use cases. A few minor problems were discovered and easily fixed. So we do the JET session and then conduct JET session and develop the use cases to identify the actual functions, but also we want to avoid the potential errors, right, in future. Uh, Figure 3 show the complete user cases. Yeah, but we don't have figure 3 right now. Refer to these use cases as you read the remaining material in this chapter. So can you follow the steps? Do they seem logical? If you find something that you think may be missing, remember that use cases are created with gradual refinement. So if your initial use case analysis is not really successful, then you can refine it, okay, over and over again. You can repeat the process, actually the use case analysis, okay, multiple times. And errors and omissions can be corrected as they are discovered. Also, we have purposely tried to avoid getting lost in the detail. Our goal is to include the major activities that are performed, and but not necessarily every tiny detail at this point. Good, got it? Search and browse tunes. For search and browse tunes, so this is the first use case that you know. And search and browse use case, tunes use case, the primary trigger is tune shoppers. Shoppers are liable on the website. The actor is specified as a tune shopper because this person may not necessarily purchase a tune from tune source. The preconditions for this use case are that the website is up and running and the tunes database is available. After you connect to the website, you may browse through the categories of selections that are featured on the page. If you are the first time visitor, and the page displays generic information. However, if you have visited the site before, any interests that were created on your previous visit will be used to customize your page and display selections that are tailored to you. So you know that. So they will use cookie data, right, to for the customization for a certain customer. So anyway, in addition, if you choose to open your account, you will be able to view the favorite list you created in your account. The tune shopper may request searches for tunes based on title, artist, or genre, and the shopper may select tunes so that they can listen to samples, automatically adding those selected tunes to the file that tracks each customer's interest. If you liked what you hear but are not ready to buy, you may add the tunes to your favorite list. Yeah. So that you don't lose track of it. You can also remove tunes you have previously added to your favorite list. Okay, and if you are ready to buy, you signal that decision, and usually by placing the item in the shopping cart. Yes, so there are favorite list as well as shopping cart in the website, and you can continue to browse and search, adding more tunes to your shopping cart and removing tunes from the cart, so you may be ready to complete the purchase or checkout. So it's not really new system, right? So once you have experience to use to buy something, using the e-commerce or online market like a Gmarket, right? Or auctions and so on, then definitely, or coupon, and definitely you will know the procedure. You can understand the procedure of this, right? So it's not really new. So and then it's not really difficult to understand the entire procedure here. So based on this, let's develop use case. Okay, use case table. Uh, but let me just finish these two sentences first. One of the challenges in creating use case is that users do not follow the particular pattern. Yeah, that's a problem when browsing a website. Although the steps listed under the normal course are numbered, they are not necessarily performed in order. Therefore, each step somewhat independent from the other step. Okay, so you need to remember this. And post condition tell us that several things may occur as a result of this use case. There are many. There may be new entries made for shopper interest. There may be modifications to an account holder favorite, and there may be item placed in the shopper's shopping cart. Okay, shopping cart. So we want to complete this form together. Okay, here. So in this exercise, and And then, as you know, the name is already given, right? Name was what? Name was a search and browse tune, as I know, right? Search and browse tune use case. So this is name, right? So it's given by the problem. So you can just type this name and ID. Let's say this is a use case 1, and priority is high because it should be high, right? So that customers can buy something, can buy tunes from your website. And actor is tune shopper, right? So according to the sentence, we already mentioned that. Okay, so the tune shopper is actor, right? All right, and description. What about description? So this use case describes a tune shopper who searches and browses through tunes or website, right? So this is a brief description about this use case. And trigger. Trigger is what? Tune shopper, still same actor, right? Tune shopper arrives at website, right? To search and browse through tunes. Type is external because we are depending. It happens dependent on not the time, right? Event, right? And precondition is we have tool. So website is available. And this one, and then next one, tune database is online, right? So we have two preconditions. And normal course, yes, this is tricky part. So let's assign the number here, 1.0, search and browse tunes. So you can actually, from here, actually you can make assumptions. Let's make some assumption if it is necessary. Let's select tune to purchase, right? And number one is what? System displays default page, right? Home page or customized page, right? We already got the information from the sentence, right? So here, right here. Good. The next one is what? Tune shopper. Tune shopper browses links. I'm sorry. links on page or enters account username, so then they can log on, right? Log in the website. And then information steps for, so now we need a user, what, username and password. Right, and then let me draw the arrow here. Arrow. But if you don't like this color, yeah, use a black one. Good. And third one, TuneShopper. TuneShopper want to create an account and perform create account use case. And fourth one, TuneShopper. we have a single actor here, so I keep saying the TuneShopper. Okay, TuneShopper enters, oh, here's a typo. Enters guest and search request. So search request, then we may need what? We need search criteria, right? So when you search the item on the website, and definitely you can have a price range, and you have some options, right? So you have to provide search criteria here. All right. And what else? What else we have? Okay, systems, displays, system displays tunes, matching, search request. Okay, for this, what do we need? Tunes, matching, search. Oops, sorry. Let me just copy and paste arrow here. Okay, and what's number 6? Number 6, TuneShopper. Select a tune and wants what? Wants to hear a sample, right? So in this case, tune sample, right? We need tune sample. Copy and paste here. Yes, here. And number 7, tune shopper. Select a tune to add to favorite, right? We have a favorite, and I think that I also missed something here. All right, so also new interest. We also have a new interest. So customer may have new interest. So in that case, I'm sorry. In that case, we have opposite direction of the arrow here. Right? These two steps are associated information steps are happened at this happened by this action, right? Event. All right. This action, and then number 8, and then oh yes, set favorite. I forgot about the favorite. New favorite. Let me just use a capital. So that favorite. Yes. And what about Number 8 should be yes, I forgot about that arrow as well. Here, and tune shopper, tune shopper, select a tune to remove, right? Remove from favorite, right? And then so this one is a modified or updated favorite. And you can draw another arrow from this section. And number 9, tune shopper, select a tune to buy by placing it in shopping cart. So in this case, new shopping cart, right? Entry. Number 10, tune shopper, select a tune to remove from shopping cart. All right, so in this case, modified shopping cart. Yeah, this is a normal use case of the search and browse, right? Use case. So I think this should be sufficient. And then what about alternative course? So let me just put the 1.1 because it is alternative, right? So 1.1, so shopper is a return. I'm sorry, return is the, sorry, right? So old customer actually use the service, right? We have another case. So branch as step 1. So when you number the action, so this is so you can use the same number if it is branch from the step 1, right? If 2, and then should be 2.1, right? So this is a branch of the step 1. That's why I put the 1.1 here. Okay, 1.1. So and under this category we have one first action system display what displays page customize, actually customized page, right? For the page customized for the return visitor using interest from prior visit. And also another branch, okay, from the step 2. So this is 1, and then 1.1, right? So this is the branch from the step 1. So this here, and then next one is the branch from this step, okay? Tune shopper has created an account branch as step 2, and we have the following actions. 1, system displays welcome messages to account holder, and then page is customized for the account holder using what favorite list and targeted promotions. Right. Also, we need the information for these 3 steps, right? So first one, interest database. Next one, favorite list, right? Favorite database, yeah, database. And last one, okay, targeted database. Oops, this should be here, right? All right, so 3 actions and 3 information flow. And post condition. Number 1, 1 or more tunes are added to shopper interest. Number 2, account folder favorite list may be modified. Number 3, and shopping cart contents, shopping cart contents may be modified. And also we have exceptions. Exception 1, account is not valid. So because we are checking the account validity, right? Validity occurs at step 2. And another error, potential error, search and search request, right? Request returns no result, right? It can be happen actually, occurs at step 3. So error 1, system, in this case, system what displays messages that username and password is not valid. And next, system asked tune shopper customer, right, to re-enter username, password, or contact customer service, right, for help. You are familiar with this procedure, right? Yes, because we have experience with, right, to use a website with invalid password. So sometimes, right, you forgot about your password, right? Displays messaging that no result were found for that search. Number 2, system asks tune shopper to try another search. Yes, so last category. So let's consider input, source, output, destination. So username, password is input, right? And then search criteria or search option can be the input. And choose match search. Last one, tune sample, right? And source, tune shopper. Also tune shopper is created given by, so This user password given by tune shopper, or search criteria given by tune shopper, right? And this is given by database. The last one, samples are given by what? Tune samples database, right? And what about output? Output has also destination, right? Output, new interest. Yeah, let me just use a capital letter here, and then new favorite. We also have modified favorite, and then new shopping cart entry. Last one, modify shopping cart, right? So destination of the output, interest database. And next one, favorite database. And third one, also favorite database. Oops, typo. And then this is a shopping cart database. And shopping cart database. Are we good? Yes. So this is final result actually of the first use case. Yes. So this is a sample. You may have more actions if you need, and you can make assumption and then add more actions. Also the information steps as well, for step as well, and then you can have the more inputs and outputs based on your assumption. Okay, so this is just a guideline for the first use case. Second use case called purchase tunes. Okay, for the purchase tune use case, the actor is specified as a tune buyer. Tune buyer. Okay, please remember this. This decision is made because users of the website had this that indicated an intention to actually purchase the item in the cart. Therefore, preconditions is that there must be one or more items in the shopping cart. After the user he specified he is ready to purchase. The tune buyer must supply payment information. The tune buyer may enter a username, password if he has an account. Otherwise, he may establish an account or just provide purchase information for the current session only. If the tune buyer chooses to create an account, customer details will be gathered from the customers and new account record will be created. Payment information will be gathered from the tune buyer, will be stored in account or just used for the current session. Once the payment information is verified, the customer authorized the transaction. A new purchase record is written to the sales file, and then the tune is released for download by customer. Are we good? Okay, so it's not really complex. Okay, complex step. So now we know the name of the use case, right? So what was it? Purchase tune, right? And then tune buyer was the actor, right? And then what about ID? Use case 2. Right? This is the second one. And priority still high. Yeah, in this example, we are just only considering the major actions, right? So major function. This use case describes the tune buyers purchase and what? Download of selected tunes. Right. Tune or tunes. Yep. And still this should be external, right? Triggered by event. So tune shopper has placed one or more tunes in shopping cart, and it's ready to check out. So you can type Tune Shopper, either Tune Shopper or buyer. All right, preconditions. We have two preconditions. One is one or more tunes are in shopping cart. First one and second one. Tune buyer has specified readiness to check out and buy tunes like tune or tunes in cart. And similar to the previous event, you can fill in the normal case, alternate course, normal course, alternate course, and the information, necessary information, also post conditions, and so on. And we can do that here. Normal case 1.0. Tune buyer confirms. Tune buyer confirms intent to buy, right? Supplies, payment, and download tunes, right? So number one, action one, system displays. System displays shopping cart content, shopping cart contents with prices of tunes included, right? The next one, tune buyer specifies intention to purchase, right? Tunes in cart. And three, system collect payment information or account information. This is a bank account information or the shopping cart account information. And system obtain payment authorization. Number five, tune buyer. Tune buyer confirms. Tune buyer confirms what? Payment transaction. Number six, system processes payment. And number seven, system confirms payment acceptance, right? Usually, right? And the system releases tunes in cart the customer. Tunes in cart or download. And nine, tune buyer select what? Select download process for each tune. And as each tune is successfully downloaded and system download the system removes it from cart, right? So here we have 9 steps, and then also we have information we need, right? Shopping cart contents for where, for the first one. So let me insert the shade here. This one. Oops. Yes. Interesting. It's hard to, really difficult to draw a straight line here. Why? Let me use this. Okay, next one. Authorization. Right? Oh, this one for, sorry, second one. This one for first one, second one, yes, and then third one, payment information, and fourth one, payment authorization, and fifth one, payment confirmation. Right, so let me just draw the lines. You can just copy and paste the arrows here, and then assign each information to the relevant action. To the relevant action. Okay, here. Yes. And then for this action, sixth action, yes, tune sales details, and then last one, payment acceptance. So payment acceptance will be connected to 7, and then 6 will have different direction, right? Alternative course. Let's talk about the alternative course. So 1.1. So is a branch at step 3. So you can actually type 3 if you want it, but let me just type 1 here, because we will just address that this is a branch from the step 3 definitely. So is tab only sheet account branch at step 3. Okay, I already clearly mentioned about this, so that's why I can just use the 1.1 here. And then here, tune buyer specifies what? Username, okay, and password. And next alternative way, system retrieve account information including stored payment information. And then 3. This will be enough. And system verifies what the buyer's intention to use stored payment information, or what? Modify stored payment information, right? Usually we can also, when you use the e-commerce page and then shopping, when you do the online shopping, we can also update the existing payment information, right? And return to normal course. Step 4. And also definitely we need 3 information, in this case username, password, and what? Account database, and account data modification. Right, so let me just copy and paste arrow here. The username, one, and then oops, yes, second one, user account database, and then update information will be sent from this action, right? So opposite direction. And post conditions, number one, shopping cart is empty. Number two, tune purchase is recorded. Number three, tune sales transaction is recorded, right? Exception, we have two potential exception here, E1, E2, and then what was it? Payment is not authorized. Occur at step 4, and what else? Tune buyer cancel payment. Cancels payment, right? Typo. Yes, occur at step 5, right? And then in this case, what? System displays message that payment is now accepted, and system asks tune buyer, to enter new payment information or exit. 3, system terminate use case if tune buyer specify exit, right? Otherwise, return to normal course. Step 4. So what about the second error? So number 1, tune buyer cancels payment. Transaction. And then in this case, system terminate use case, right? So here, summary input, shopping cart contents, and next one, purchase authorization. So in order to create the input and output, and you can consider this part, right? Right, and then payment information, payment authorization, information, authorization, and confirmation. And source, what source was a shopping cart database, and the second input was a tune buyer, and third one also tune buyer, and fourth one payment clearinghouse. Remember this, right? Tune buyer is the last one. Oops, let me just delete the empty line here. And what about output? We have tune sales details, right? Oops, details, and also account modification and description, tune sales database, and then account database. Phew, Yes. We good? Yes, this is the result of the second use case. All right, you're almost there. So this is the last one. So promote tunes. Finally, for the promote tunes use case, the marketing staff regularly perform analysis analysis of the files of recent customer purchases and addition to customers' favorite list. On the basis of these analysis, we promotions are created, web promotions are created. In addition, emails are created to promote sales and specials on the regular CD sales website in the store. Okay, and let's complete the last one. Yes, it's too many, right? I know, but anyway, this is the last one, so let's do it. And name also is given, promote, right? Tunes. And ID and should be 3, right? You see user case 3, and priority, is a high because it's a major function, right? Marketing actor, marketing department staff. Description: this use case describes how marketing staff periodically create new targeted promotions, okay? And then should be external, right? Type should be external, the same thing, triggered by event, triggered by what? Oh, I'm sorry, not external, right? Temporal, time, right? So here, time for marketing, because periodically update, right? So which means periodically, right? Is a time, so every month, every year, right? So here, department, place, current, promotions, specials with new promotions, specials. And good news is that we only have 5 reactions in this case. Yeah, but if you want it, you can add more. But before we do that, let's address the preconditions. So first one, marketing. So if you have too many, and then definitely you can assign the number here. So let's assign the number here, marketing step. Step person, a step, so authenticated. And number 2, promotions database is available and online. 3, favorite database is available and online. Number 4, sales database is available, and you know the word, right? Online, yes. 1.0, prepare promotion or special offer based on what? Analysis of customer activity. Yay. We have 5 actions. Marketing step, specify time period for analysis. Okay. System performs customer activity analysis and sales analysis. the system accept what? Accept promotional details. Oh, my fingers are not working now. Yeah. Targeted promotion are created. 5 email messages for what? Sales and promotions are created and sent. Okay, 5 informations. The 6th one, time interval, right, for analysis and favorite activity, sales activity, and new promotion information, new promotion, email message here, and draw the arrow, right? Time interval for the first section. Change the color here. The second one, favorite activity, right? And then sales activity. And number 3, new promotion information, right? New promotion information. Oops. And paste it, and then yeah, you can copy and paste the arrows. And new promotion. Also, last one, Control V, email message. Yeah, right? Oh, direction is wrong, right? I'm sorry. It should be opposite for the last 2 actions, right? So promotion created, so new promotion will be output, right? And the email messaging, right, is generated by this action, right? And what else? Alternative course in this case is now available, so I just put NA for you. And what else? And then post conditions, new promotions are created, and then email message, right, are sent to customers, right? So output, based on the output, we will have these actions. And don't worry too much about exception here, because we are just sending the messages, right, and the promotions, right? So since we are not dealing with the customer in this case, in other words, so all the actions are not determined by the customers, so here we don't really need to worry about these two, because the employee of the company will follow this guideline, right? Anyway, so you don't have to worry too much about it, about the exceptions. Okay, time interval for analysis was the input. What's the next one? Favorite activity. Third one was what? Sales activity. So you can check these, right? And the last one, view promotion. Information. The source was what? Marketing staff. And second one is a favorite database. Third one, sales database, right? And then marketing staff will be the source of the new promotion information and output stuff. And output was 2, right? 2 outputs, new promotions, and email messages Destination will be what? Promotions database. And next one, email message will be sent to customers. So customers. Good. Now it's very clear. So by completing these three, actually, these three, one, two, three, right? By completing three use cases, and now you know how to really develop the use cases, right? for for system development. Okay. So this is a result of the third use case, and and thank you for your actually effort actually completing everything. Thank you.